Do you have any video games?
Video games. We don't have any video games here.
Just those. I got the damn ones. I've got some Atari stuff in the house I haven't brought out.
I might be.
Let me see if I can find them. I'll be right out.
Okay, yep, you're fine.
Are you collecting? Where'd you go?
Yeah.
Come on in.
Okay.
So this whole house is full of stuff that needs to go outside.
Yeah.
This is what I have.
Okay. Old Nintendo stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Make it stop! Ladies and gentlemen, the summer of video games keeps providing. You will not believe all the things that I found, not only in this first clip you're seeing here, but over the course of the weekend. Some really cool stuff. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video to see comps on all the things I found. I love you. Enjoy. Oh, also the audio might sound a little weird on this opening sale here. That's because they were playing copywritten music in the house, and I had to kind of drop the level so we wouldn't get a copyright strike. I'm sorry. I love you. Enjoy the video.
How are you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you?
Oh, good. Just sorry, everything's crammed.
Oh,
in
you're
here.
fine.
If they weren't calling for the rain.
Can't exactly, can't do any better with today, unfortunately.
No.
Do you have any video games?
Video games. We don't have any video games here.
Just those. I got the damn ones. I've got some Atari stuff in the house I haven't brought out.
I might be.
Well, follow me.
You want me to come in?
They're in here, or are they still in the office?
Okay,
You-
there should be 2 buttons here.
You go with them, because you know where they're at.
They're all old games.
And they're yours anyway, not mine.
Those are pretty cool.
Let me see if I can find them. I'll be right out.
Okay, yep, you're fine.
Are you collecting? Where'd you go?
Yeah.
Come on in.
Okay.
So this whole house is full of stuff that needs to go outside.
Yeah.
This is what I have.
Okay. Old Nintendo stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Do you know what you're wanting for all of it?
I was kind of hoping for 50. I guess I didn't even put a sticker on it yet because it's raining out there and I don't want people going through and somebody else.
Oh yeah, I totally understand. Man, it's so cool to see these boxes.
Yeah, they don't even make them anymore and I don't play them. I mean, to my knowledge, everything works. But I'm not guaranteeing anything because
Oh, yeah.
since I played it.
It's too old to guarantee anything.
But I would take 50 for the whole kit and caboodle.
Got the light gun. Looks like, yeah, I'll do 50. This is Nintendo. Did you have Atari too, or just this stuff?
No, this is...
Okay, cool. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff I look for sure, so. Pretty good, how are you?
Pretty good.
You happen to have any video games?
I have a Nintendo 64.
See that.
That's the only one I'm getting rid of.
Nothing else, huh?
Mm,
You sure?
yeah.
Oh, I love buying out game collections so much. Tetris Sphere. Have you played it?
Oh yeah.
Is it like
yeah.
Tetris?
Oh, it's like. Oh,
I gotta look it up.
This thing, it's just you run around and it like you drop these blocks and you drop them. It's 3D, so you're going
Okay.
this way. You know, you're doing
3D Tetris.
Yes, it. Oh, I love that game, but I don't have a 64 anymore, so got.
That's Tetris is one of my favorite games.
That game is lots of fun. I had a buddy of mine had it, and I was playing it out there, and I had to go buy it.
Right. Would you do like 5 on it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
Are you sure you don't want to get rid of any other gaming stuff? Anything that you don't use?
Let me think. I haven't. Would you have any interest in a Nintendo DS system with games?
Yeah, for sure. Anything handheld or.
Let me think about that. And
Okay.
we're open tomorrow.
Okay.
And, if you want, you can leave me your number and I can
Yeah.
text you.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll think about it.
Yeah, we're planning on coming back in tomorrow. So.
Okay.
What's that?
Are you a gamer too?
Oh yeah, for sure. I just renovated my basement and I finally got all my consoles that I had all hooked up. And so I've got a 10 and an 8-year-old, so it's kind of like showing them the ropes of they play the new stuff, but I'm like, "Hey, check this out," you know. A lot of that kind of stuff. The
That was a
Incredibles
promotional phone given to AT&T employees.
Huh. Interesting.
So what's your favorite system?
Like more current stuff, I tend to do Xbox, but old school, Super Nintendo probably. That's kind of I grew up on Super Mario World and Zombies Ate My Neighbors and all that. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's great. I actually found in Sedalia today, I found a, I asked if they had video games and he was like, I think I might have an old Atari or something in there. And he invited me in to look. And it wasn't an Atari, it was even better. It was an NES, and he had like 5 games still in the box. Dr. Mario and Yoshi's Cookie. Oh yeah, yeah.
That is awesome.
And he only wanted $50, so.
Oh wow! Wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
I'll show you.
Oh, I'm a little
Tetris.
lot of jealous right now.
I've only found NES games in the box twice in my entire life. So, yeah,
These things are like 30 years old.
Yeah. And the fact that he even kept the boxes and they were in as good of condition as they were, I could not believe it.
Wow, that is cool.
Yeah, I was so excited. I got an Atari in the box last weekend. I've just been having really good luck with video games.
Well, yeah. Maybe I need to start looking.
I know. Oh, it's not always like that, trust me, but I'm also the person that asks at every single sale, do you happen to have video games? Because a lot of times, both the Atari and the NES, she was like, oh, maybe, and then went down to the basement and got it. So a lot of times people just don't bring it out. I don't know if they just think no one will be interested or what, but.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, it's fun. I've got a tote. I just throw everything in my tote. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I will text you and let you know about that gaming system.
Yeah, definitely. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in hot pursuit of a Nintendo 64 hot tip here. The daughter of the lady that we were at the sale of mentioned that she had a Nintendo 64 and maybe a PlayStation of some kind, and she was like, I can drive over to my house and you can follow me. So we are now following to the undisclosed address to see what kind of games she's got, and hopefully they don't want too much on them, because I'll feel really bad if we drove all the way over here and I don't buy them. So I'm probably going to buy them even if it's a bad deal. Yeah. If you want, I can just wait out here until you get it all together, or?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I mean, he put her up.
Would you do $100 for everything?
Sounds good to you? I don't know.
That sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
got that one for
How many?
Good morning. You guys have any video games?
There's an old console, like a joystick console, but nothing else.
Oh, like one of the plug-in plays, or you just
Yeah.
plug it in the TV?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's that at? I might. Oh, right here. And a GameCube controller. You don't have a console or any of the games for the GameCube?
I'm gonna see if we have any. Tucker has all the Xbox stuff, doesn't he?
Oh, I guess we do have an Xbox. I just haven't got it out there yet.
I'd be interested if.
Yeah, we have the Xbox.
Which Xbox is it?
It's a 360.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have all the consoles, so. But I always look for more.
for a regular Nintendo.
I would love a regular Nintendo.
No.
Oh, you guys have one, but not interested in selling it, huh? Oh, come on. Would you do 8 if I got both? They both have 5 on them. Okay. Let's dig, huh? So no games for it?
No games.
No games. You know that it works?
Yes, it works.
Do you know how much you're wanting for it? 250 gig, okay. Would you come down to 20? Okay. So 28 for everything? Okay. 28.
Alrighty. Thanks, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Good morning. Pretty good. You guys have any video games?
We got some controllers, I believe,
Oh, right here.
right there, and those are some PS1 games and an Xbox game, I think.
Okay. Do you know how much you're wanting for the games?
I did $2 for the whole thing.
Okay. You don't have any of the cases or anything?
No, sadly.
And no systems?
No.
Okay.
No. We got the controllers, that's about as far as that goes. All the left sticks kind of have a drift to them.
Okay.
We were going to sticker them up and send that. But,
Right.
hey, I haven't seen you since I worked in Slater. How's it going, man? All right, how about you?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Push that. Here.
There's a PSP somewhere right
So,
there.
oh, there it is.
It doesn't have a charger, but it does have some games.
Okay. Was this your stuff?
No, it was my brother's actually.
Oh.
Yeah, that PSP.
It's a alarm clock.
Yeah. So it's got that's the user manual.
Will you
under it.
take 5 days? It's like $6.50 is what it is.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Hi, I'm sorry.
So that one right there.
Thank you very much.
Price like that hole though.
Is this all the video game stuff you have? Okay. Would you do 40 for everything?
For the Atari and this.
Yep. And the games?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't have a sack big enough, but I can put the small stuff in a sack.
Sure, if you've got one.
Yeah.
I could make a deal with you with some of that stuff.
We did.
Yep. I appreciate it, man.
You're welcome.
Almost grabbed your card there.
Now we gotta get the bike in there. I might have to come back for that.
Would you do 5 for all of them?
Yeah.
Awesome. You don't happen to have video games, do you?
No.
Okay.
Well, what are you looking for?
Anything. I have a basement where I just hooked up like pretty much every console. So I look for consoles or games, controllers, anything.
I might have games.
Okay. I'd be-
Go, move it real quick.
I'll be back in a little bit.
All right, that's fine.
Oh my,
I
phew.
gotta call him and see.
Make sure.
Hey, Azula.
Hi, buddy. Oh my gosh, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're a good girl. Would you do 15 for all of them?
25. Can you do that?
I'd meet you in the middle at 20.
Alright.
Okay.
That'll work.
There's 15.
Okay.
Who's selling the baked goods?
Me.
Is that you? Yeah. What are the muffins, or what are those? The muffins?
There's blueberry and chocolate chip.
Blueberry chocolate chip. And zucchini or banana?
Banana.
I'll do a slice of banana bread and chocolate chip muffin, please. $2.
Put your muffin down.
Looks like there's only one more lucky person.
Thank you very much. There's your $2.
Thank you.
Here's a tip for working so hard. Keep being a little entrepreneur.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the warehouse, and as you can see, the summer of video games continues, and I could not be happier. I'm not buying a whole lot of other stuff, but I'm kind of leaning into the games because I keep finding them and I keep getting good deals on them, and it's kind of my comfort zone, my interest, and I've always kind of just, in my mind, when you're doing stuff like this, as long as you're doing things that you're reselling things that you're interested in, you know, that's the best way to do it. So let's get right into it. As you can see here, this is only the second time I have ever found NES games still in the box, and they are crispy. Let me tell you, look at those boxes. So nice. Kind of an interesting little story. I don't know how much you guys... I remember going into the guy's house for these, and they were playing some music in the house, so I don't know how much of that audio and footage is going to be usable, but I asked about video games, as I do, and he said, or I think the lady told me first, that she thinks that there's an old Atari inside or something like that. Asks the guy to come over and see if he can find it. He goes in, and after a while he just invites me in to see what he has, and much to my surprise, it's not an Atari, it's a NES. And much to my greater surprise, he has the original boxes for the games. As you can see, the games are here all in sleeves. And then super crispy boxes for Tetris, Dr. Mario, Yoshi's Cookie. And then you got Monopoly, Vegas Dream, and the NES cleaning kit. But still, a couple classic controllers. Some weird ones that I hadn't seen. These guys, Turbo Card. I have not looked those up yet. But there's two of those Turbo Card ones and then two classics. Plus the Zapper. And yeah, I was actually a little surprised that Dr. Mario and Yoshi's Cookie weren't worth a little more than what their current going rate is. And I think because they're as low as they are, I'm just going to keep those in my collection. I'm going to snag those two. I already have a boxed copy of Tetris in my collection, but I need to compare it to mine. And I'll probably keep the crispier version. And if you guys aren't up with the lingo, because, you know, I'm young and hip, the better condition the box is, the crispier it is, okay? So, anyways, if my box isn't as crispy as this one, I'll swap it out, and I'll sell the box that I already have. But, yeah, I think I'm going to keep those two. You know, I had no idea. Honestly, I'm not as familiar with Yoshi's Cookie at all. Dr. Mario, I didn't find until recently, and I actually do really enjoy that game. But you know, for those to me, those were wild cards. I had no idea if they were going to be $100 or $700, and they weren't actually, like I said, as good as I expected. So I'm going to poach those for my collection, and I'm going to sell Tetris, Vegas Dream, and Monopoly. The cleaning kit, I'm going to do a little more research because I hate the NES personally, just because it's so hard and finicky to get games to work on it. I'm going to do a little research and see if the NES cleaning kit actually does anything to help cartridges play. I feel like the answer is no, but I could be wrong. And if I need to keep that, I might, but also depends on the comps that I see. So, plus the console and, like I said, the accessories. So I could not believe the price that I got on that. He offered it, and I accepted willingly. I didn't try to haggle him or anything like that. So
The 64, the PS3, and the Xbox One, that was another I asked. I actually followed a lady. It was the daughter helping the mother set up, followed her to her house. Unfortunately, she only had the one game for the Nintendo 64, but fortunately, it is Mario 64. I felt really bad. I offered $100 for this stuff because she said that the PS3, as far as she knew, it worked. She was explaining with the Xbox, you have to put discs in and out, sometimes over and over and over, and then eventually it'll read. So I was like, I don't even know if I want that, but I knew I could sell it for parts if I got it cheap enough. And then the 64, she said she couldn't get to work because this is the box that it came in. So here she had the proper, the RCA to HDMI converter. It doesn't look like the best one, but she showed me that, and she explained that they couldn't get it to work on their modern TV. So I was a little scared that the 64 might not work as well, but just hoping that, it was just user error. And I did plug in the Nintendo 64, and it works fine, and that's good. So the 360 Slim is not the old backwards compatibility model, so it's nothing too special. So whenever I offered $100 for that, like I said, I immediately kind of felt a little bit bad. But again, everything was in kind of questionable working condition. So the fact that I have tested the 64 and it works, and Mario plays fine, I'm safe just on that. Even if I had to sell the other two for parts. But yeah, so again, I don't know. You also have to keep in mind, I'm in the Midwest. The average income around here isn't that crazy, and people are just happy to get rid of their stuff for a little bit of cash a lot of times. So, and they don't have to accept my offer. If they don't like my offer, they can turn it down. I was the one incurring all the risk. I'm the one that's going to have to do all the work to clean it all up and to list it and to ship it and to deal with the people and all that. So there's got to be some meat on the bone. Anyways, moving on. I mean, I don't even know. These are multiple sales. I just kind of stacked them all together. This is actually the second copy of NCAA Football 13 I've found in the last couple weeks, which is pretty crazy. I haven't found 14 ever, but 13 is also not... I think it's around $20-25, so it's not bad. For a sports game, it's amazing. If you guys know anything about sports game prices, you'll know what I'm saying. But yeah, so the fact that I've found that twice. It had $4 on it, but I'm pretty sure I paid $1. Yeah, these came from a lady that... Let's see. I bought those, I think, for like $4 a piece or something like that. I need a Wii Motion Plus. I haven't looked up the pink version to see how much that's worth yet, but my current Wii remotes that I have down in my basement are not Wii Motion Plus, so I might be stealing that for my personal collection. And from that same sale, I got this brand new solar panel ring, which is a pretty good deal. I got a little bit less than the sticker. Accidentally bumped the record button on my phone. And then I also got this, which is a brand new, still in the box, Wii Motion Plus. So that was pretty surprising to even see. But it might not be worth as much as I was expecting either. So I might be stealing that for my personal collection. I'm kind of poaching a lot of stuff here. Also, these crispy manuals and posters came in the NES deal, and some of those are going to be going down in my basement for sure. Got this with this PSP here, I think, or did I get that at a separate sale? I think I got that at the same sale. And actually, there's a Star Wars title in here, which... Lethal Alliance is decent enough that this PSP only had $15 on it, and I did a little bit of a bundle deal anyways, so I got it a little bit cheaper than that. It didn't have the charger is the problem, so I'm gonna have to buy a charger, but luckily that Star Wars game is worth about $15 itself. I don't think I've looked that up yet. These two, I paid 50 cents a piece on these, but as you can tell, they're kind of in thrashed condition. They were laying on a table, and it was kind of a dewy morning, and they were just kind of sopping wet. That is Mario Sunshine in there. And as you can see, the discs are not in the best condition. This one's not as bad as Mario Sunshine. For 50 cents a piece, obviously I did really well on those if they boot up, regardless of the condition of the case and the fact that there's no manual with that. If there was a manual with that, that'd be a really good one. Obviously, Mario Sunshine would be good as well. The Incredibles phone... it's whatever. I probably shouldn't have picked it up, but I just thought it was interesting and, it was worth taking a shot at. All the Xbox One games, I've just been finding so many games, and I've been getting them for about $1 a piece or cheaper. So I'm just buying them up, and it's going to make some easy listings. So I found another vintage Godzilla. Like, what are the chances of that? 1995 Toho, so not as old. I think the other one that I found last week was 85, but this is still a pretty good one. I think it's missing like a plastic piece here that's supposed to be flames coming out of his mouth, but vintage Godzillas seem to be a pretty safe pickup. This game I had never seen before, and I don't remember what I paid, but I paid a little bit more than what I should have to be able to make profit. But apparently it's like a 3D Tetris. So it sounded really interesting. I'm a big Tetris fan. She had like an NES controller tattoo on her arm and explained the game, and I just thought she was a cool lady. So I picked that up from her. That's the same place I got the Incredibles phone from. Got some blank VHS. Those are always good to have. I pick up good VHS movies in good condition that I can lock together, so like the Ghostbusters movies. I do the same thing with Jurassic Park. The first 3 are on VHS, so once I get all 3 of them, I lot them up. What's underneath that? Some puzzles. Those weren't anything too crazy. This Barbie doll case only had 25 cents in it. It's obviously not in the best condition, but the date on it is wild. 1968 Mattel. I just couldn't pass it up for a quarter. The Jeep is the 90s, I believe. It's not a Jeep. What is it? I don't know. It's a car. Let's see. There it is right there. 1994. I don't think you guys can see that, but I can. Right there. 1994 Barbie. So I figured I'd pick that up. All these bags were 25 cents a piece. I usually don't buy stuff like this, but there was like some vintage Zippo. There's a Homer Simpson bottle opener. Some old watches, stuff like that. I just figured I'd take a chance because it was so cheap. There's men's watches and women's watches, and surely one of those is going to be worth putting on eBay. These pencils are a bolo. I had never heard of this brand, but I looked them up real quick on my phone and saw some insane comps for a little bit different style of these. But this Eberhard Faber, if you ever see old pencils, these colored pencils aren't anything too crazy, but I'm still going to do really well on 25 cents a piece. I mean, it was 50 cents for everything you're looking at, not per bundle. So got them super, super cheap. Even the colored pencils are worth a little bit, but if you look up that brand, Eberhard and Faber, there are some crazy, crazy pencils by this company that go for insane amounts of money. So and then over here, we got an Xbox 360 Slim, a GameCube controller, a couple of these 6-axis PS3 controllers. They're worth about 20 bucks a piece for the OEMs. This Miss Pac-Man, you might think that this stuff isn't worth any money, but these are actually about $25 to $30 because they're nice and easy. People that don't want to mess with a game console with their kids can just plug this in with the old RCA jacks, and you've got Galaga, Pole Position, Xevious, Mappy, and of course Miss Pac-Man. So those are really cool. People actually really like those, and they sell pretty easy. Underneath, I was actually pretty surprised looking up this Atari Flashback 8 Gold. It's basically, it comes preloaded with 130 built-in Atari classics, and it's HDMI compatible. So it's simple and easy for people to hook up on their modern systems whenever they want to go back and relive those Atari days. Yeah, that's a lot better than I expected. And like I said, I think, what's it have? 20 on it? Had 25. Had 25 on it. I got a little bit less than that at the same sale that I got the PSP. Now this guy right here is actually the best buy of the day. Even with the boxed NES, the 3 systems for $100, you know, etc., etc. This right here has potential to be the best buy. Now it depends on one thing, if the game works or not. So inside here, this guy was really cool. I ended up having a full conversation about some video games with the guy, and he had those he had the 6-axis DualShock 3s, the GameCube controller, and this thing of games, and it had $2 on it. I opened it up, I saw a couple PS1 games, and I said, all right, $2, obviously, why wouldn't I do that? Couple Xbox games in the back, right? Nothing too crazy. Upon getting it home and looking it up, Tail Concerto is apparently a pretty obscure, rare title. And even in disc-only condition, well, I'll throw the comps up on the screen right now. So yeah, that one's really, really good. Now, if you look at the bottom of the disc, these old PS1 discs, they're the ones with the black bottoms. Let me show you guys. They're the ones with the black bottoms. It looks like it's not terrible. You know, this is about what a lot of PS1 games look like. It's not terrible, but it's also not the best. So I'm a little worried. I do have a disc resurfacer. I haven't used it in years. I need to bust it out and get it all cleaned up and all that. You know, so worst case scenario, I will try to buff this, but I'm going to take it inside. I have a backwards compatible PS3 and a PS1. I can test it on both if I have problems on either. But I'm going to see if I can get this to fire up. If I can get it to fire up and play around with it for a few minutes and no issues, I'm not going to mess with it and try to resurface it, because resurfacing it can either fix it or break it even further. You know, it's kind of one of those risk-reward things. But this game right here, from $2 for the whole bundle-roo, you know, that's a crazy one, and one that I'm definitely going to try to remember the name of. That's the good thing about doing this stuff, is the more you do it, you come across these rare titles and stuff like that, and you sell it once, and then you have that name stuck in your head. And for the rest of your life, if you ever see it out in the wild, you know, you might find it at a flea market, or at you know, some business just that doesn't, you know, mom and pop video game store that doesn't know what they have, or a yard sale, whatever. You're going to see that and be like, oh, I need to pick that up, right? So that one's very, very cool. That's always fun to come across stuff like that, obviously. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all she wrote for this one. The summer of video games continues. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you leave the video some love. Comment down below. Like the video. Make sure you ring that bell if you haven't already, so you don't miss future episodes. Let me know in the comments down below if I missed anything in the footage that you guys saw. I love you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.